Okay, as an intro lesson to our geometry unit, we're going to be looking at parallelograms and triangles and calculating the area. So as we get started, area is the measure of square units. Square units needed to cover a surface. So you paint something, you shade something in, you're covering the surface, and those are measured in square units. Some examples would be inches squared, centimeters squared, meters squared, and feet squared. So what we're saying is we have a length and a width. So there's inches times inches, and that's going to give us the exponent of 2. Centimeters times centimeters, that's be the centimeters squared. So there's two measurements, a length and a width. Okay. But in middle school, we're going to call this a base and a height. So in elementary school, it was a length and width. Now we're going to switch to the base of the shape. So the base of a shape and the height of a shape. And that's going to be or needed to find the area. To find the area. So on the left side, we're going to count the units, and so we count the height. So we count the actual blocks 1, 2, 3. So let's say example these are centimeters. The height would be 3 centimeters, and the base would be 16. So if you counted all these little blocks, 3 times 16 would give you an area of 3 times 6 would give you an area of 18. Now, if we don't know the units, then we just say U. H equals 3U, 3 units high, and B equals 6 units high. So now we're going to identify the shapes here. We have rectangles and parallelograms. And those have the same formula, and we're going to use that formula. So base times height. And we're going to substitute. And what that means is taking out the base and putting in the number. So we're going to substitute 6, and then the height is 3. And we just multiply 6 times 3. We get 18, and we could just say whatever the units are squared. So that would be the number of square units. And we counted all them up, we would get 18. So whether it is a parallelogram or a rectangle, we're going to use the same formula. And triangles, looking at triangles, it's actually very, very similar to rectangles, except the rectangle, we have height, the height and the base, but we're actually going to cut half of the rectangle away. We're going to cut half of it away, and that's going to give us a triangle. And we got the same thing over here. So we have the height and the base, and if we cut half of that triangle away, 1/2, we're actually going to get cut 1/2 of the rectangle away. We're going to get the triangle. So the area of a triangle is half the area of a rectangle. The area of a triangle is 1/2 the area of a rectangle. So we're still going to use base times height. So we have base and height, base and height, but then we're going to take half of it, and that's our formula right up here on top. A triangle is going to be 1/2 the base times the height. So you come down here, and then we just fill in our formula. And we're going to do that on both sides here. Base times height. And move the 1/2 down, and then we take out the base and count it up. And this one's actually going to be 7 units wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the height is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So H equals 4. and b equals 7. So we're going to take them out of take the letters out and substitute. And now 1/2 of 7, as you get to this process, you can take half of one of these numbers. And I'm going to do half of 4 because that's going to be easier than doing half of 7. So bring 7 down, and 1/2 of 4 is going to give us 2, and then 7 times 2 is 14. So the area is equal to 14, and let's call this units squared, whatever those units are. So doing the same thing on the other side over here, we have the base, and this is the height. And the height is always going to be perpendicular, going straight up and down at a 90-degree angle to the top of the shape. So let's fill out our formula here. Do not forget the 1/2. It's a triangle. So we got to put the 1/2 in there. The base is 8.5. The height is 14. And you could do half of 8.5, or you could do half of 14. Half of 14, we can do mental math on that. So we'll put those two together. And so we got 8.5 times 7. Half of 14 is 7. So we're going to set that up. 8.5 times 7. So we got 7 times 5 is 35. Put the 5 down below, carry the 3. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 3 is 59. Do not forget your decimal. Count it, 1. And we're going to scoot it over there just one spot. And so the area of this triangle is 59.5. Go back to your unit of measures, inches square.